Okay, I'm going to do a little experiment here. I have a size 4 saltwater 3x strong tin plated hook loaded into the vise. And what I want to do is try eyes on top versus eyes underneath and do a little test. So this is a 7/32 little real looking eye here. So dress the hook with a little thread. Okay. So go ahead and tie this eye on up top. Go ahead and do a few. That's on there tight enough for testing purposes. We'll go ahead and whip finish. No glue on this one because I'm just going to take it apart after the test is done, as not to waste the hook. That is eyes on top. Okay, test hook 2 here. I'll go ahead and dress the hook with a little thread. Again, I'm using orange just so we can see what's happening. Same size eyes, 7/32. This time I'm going to secure it. Buggers. Secure it. Then I'm going to rotate it underneath the hook shank. So this would be, we'll see what happens here if this rides the other way or not. I'm going to go ahead and rotate the vise. I'm not coordinated enough to tie these things on upside down. And we're done. So now we have option 1, option 2. And we're going to see what the difference is. Okay, what I have set up here is just an aquarium in my living room. My lighting's not super great, but this is the best I got. So here is the hook with the eyes tied on top of the shank. And what I'm going to do is just drop it in, no tippet material, and we're going to see what happens. Just focus slightly, and dropping. Flipped onto its side. Let's do it one more time. Landed on its eyes. One more time. Landed on its eyes. The majority of the time that I've dropped this, it has successfully landed on its eyes pretty much every time. Just like that. Now we'll take eyes underneath. I'll show you this one underwater so I don't have to adjust focus. So this is eyes underneath. I'm going to go ahead and drop it. Look at that. Landed on its back. Landed on its back. Landed on its back. This one more consistently lands on its back than this one. Okay, back at the fish tank. Now I've got the same thing, but I just tied a little piece of 4x tippet on there. Both of them have a loop knot. I just want to see if that affects the way they sink. So I'm going to just kind of hold the tippet off to the side, and I'm going to drop it. And this is eyes on top. So ready, drop. So I figure this will cause kind of a little bit of drag, cause it to right itself in the water, which it is. So there are several drops that landed with the hook point up, eyes down. I'll go ahead and try the eyes underneath. So eyes are tied underneath the hook shank. Same drop, just kind of hold it tight here. Drop it. That caused that one to rotate onto its side, onto its side, onto its side again. And so with any kind of tippet material. Eyes underneath are causing this fly to rotate onto its side. Okay, in this part of the test, what I have is a little pump that's pumping about 300 gallons an hour. And I'm just going to hold the fly right down in front of it, and we'll see what it does here. So this one is eyes underneath. And in the current, it tends to ride with the eyes down, which is what we would expect. So I'd imagine it's stripping, or fishing this fly in different ways is going to result with that hook shank facing up. This one's a little more erratic, tends to toss around just a little bit more, but the majority of the time the hook point is down and the eyes are down, but it does tumble around a little bit more. Okay, well, I got the tank set up. I'm going to go ahead and try the goblin sculpin. I have the eyes underneath the hook shank, and hopefully this sucker will ride with the hook point up. The hook point's and this current is pretty narrow beam of current, but this little fish is riding the majority of the time when I put him in the flow. Oh, there he's flipping. He pretty much swims with the hook point up. If I get him out here into some lower flow, he looks real good. I'm not sure if you guys can see that or not. Let's go ahead and move the camera. Again, this is eyes underneath and the hook points up, and he's riding just like he should be out there in the current. This little bait fish pattern I tied actually for fishing tarpon, but it doesn't have any additional weight on it. It does have a weed guard on it and some adhesive eyes, and I plan on using this for pike fishing in Montana. I just want to see how it swam with a little current, and it's been swimming right side up. Occasionally in the real turbulent water it will flip a little bit, but it usually rights itself pretty quickly. Okay, this is a bucktail pike fly that I tied for fishing pike in Montana, and I just want to see how it rides in the water. And it spends the majority of the time upright. When it gets a little more turbulent, it does tend to kind of flip on its side, but it's doing about what I want it to do.